I still think that there's still a lot to be learned about the stone fire. I love calling it that because that one comment that we got was hilarious about the stone fire. But I think that there's still a lot more to be learned about the stone fire, right? And a lot of people are up in arms like, oh my gosh, it makes no sense that all these witches would have died in a stone fire. It's like, yeah, I totally get that. But the thing is that there's probably something bigger that happened than a stone fire.
May survived.
And a bunch of witches sitting around and suffocating or dying. You know, like there's still probably more. So all of this hatred for the series because of a stone fire, it's like everyone just needs to chill out. Like, let's see how this plays out, please.
Yeah, I just like, I get it. I don't love everything Disney's done with Star Wars.
No.
I thought the sequel trilogy was an absolute travesty, like an embarrassment of filmmaking. It was an insult to what George Lucas constructed.
Totally agree.
Over the course of the previous 4 decades. Like, I'm right there with you guys. It's dog shit, but I love Star Wars more than I hate Disney, and I'm willing to give this a chance. And like, maybe what that is like, okay, I'll give you guys this as an example. I root for the Lakers. Jeannie Buss sucks, man. She doesn't have the money other owners do. She empowers incompetent people. She lets her friends and family run the company instead of finding competent professionals. She's a disaster. But you know what I do? I watch Laker games, you know? And like, there's some astonishing, like sometimes you're rooting for the Lakers and they're like, hey, we're trading for Russell Westbrook. And you're like,
all right,
what are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
I just took one on the chin there, but you know, I'm still a Lakers fan.
Exactly. And so like, my point is like, to me, like Jeannie Buss owning the Lakers is like Disney owning Star Wars. It's like it's less than ideal.
Right.
I'd love it if HBO owned Star Wars.
Oh, that would have been incredible.
If HBO owned Star Wars, that'd be like Steve Ballmer owning Star Wars. Like, that'd be way better. We all agree. But he doesn't. It's Jeannie Buss. So it's Disney. So what we need to do is just kind of like understand and accept the reality of the predicament and just kind of like sift through the bullshit to try to find the stuff we care about. And like, I am willing to sift through the bullshit to try to see what Leslie Headland has to say.
And there is still a very good chance too that these age well, just like the prequels aged well. Like when the prequels dropped, a lot of people hated them. They could not handle Jar Jar. Jar Jar is one of my favorites. I'm just going to say it. Like, I love Jar Jar. He's a pain in the ass. He's super annoying, but I love him, you know, and like there's a really good chance that this age as well. And I think it does.
I'm not as high on Jar Jar as you, but Jar Jar didn't bother me as much as it did.
Dude,
other
it didn't
people
ruin
as well.
it didn't ruin Star Wars for me.
Exactly.
What potentially could have ruined Star Wars is things happening that made no sense, like light speed skipping and lobbing laser bolts and the whole entire Snoke bullshit that happened.
Obsession with scale, all that stuff.
The obsession with scale that makes no sense. Like
the shitting on the Skywalker storyline.
Yeah. 50,000 Star Destroyers with planet killers strapped underneath them. Like, that's what like really tainted Star Wars for me. Not a stone fire. Like, and people just need to get over it.
I agree. And then also just like bailing on 3 episodes when like that's not even half of what the product was going to be. And like, and here's the thing, like, we'll be objective when the time comes, when episode 8 is finished, and if I'm personally like kind of dissatisfied with the direction the story went, we'll talk about it. But like, at the end of the day, like, to me it's like I struggle to understand the just bailing on the content altogether just because we don't like Disney. Like that,
right.
That to me is silly. And so like I'm really excited to see what Leslie has for us. I'll tell you this, as a Star Wars fan tonight, when I saw that final scene, that was a cool fucking moment,
dude,
man.
It was a cool
really moment.
Cool.
It was probably the most fun I've had watching Star Wars content in a long time.
Yes.
I
totally agree.
I rewatched the scene like 35 times to watch all like the little intricacies. Like, that's how I kind of picked up on May looking out the window again. Like, the little details too, like you can see kind of like if you look at the Jedi, like certain Jedi react instantly when they see the red lightsaber. Others are kind of like a little hesitant.
Like, what is that?
Worried. Like,
we've only read about these.
Yeah, like the Osha takes the brunt of the Force push. He goes like flying. He's like 20 feet in the air, and like he gets his ass kicked by that push. Like
Osha does.
There's not Osha. Excuse me.
I was like, you started saying he.
Master
I was
Soul.
like, what?
Master Soul. Sorry.
Yeah,
Master Soul gets his ass kicked by the push. Like, Yeah, I enjoyed it, and again, like I understand, I don't speak for other people, and I'm not going to tell other people. I'm not going to be the fan police if you want to be a fan in a different way. But all I'm telling you is my perspective on it is like I'm willing to put up with some Disney bullshit to get some new Star Wars content, and and at the end of the day, I think Dave Filoni empowered the right person to do this.
Exactly
I think Leslie appreciates what she's trying to do here.
There is a notable difference in the content since Dave has been in charge, right? And
totally
even though he's not directing this, he's still in charge of the larger schemes of Star Wars. And that was one of the biggest issues that was with the sequels, and that is being fixed. So like for us to just beat up on Disney when they're actually fixing problems, like it would be ridiculous. Like so far this is good.